And welcome back to Crypto Hulk program. Got a great one for you. Gonna save some people a lot of money. I'm gonna save you a lot of money. So, had a great evening. I talked to about 5 people that were on the $500 for 3-month plan. A brand newer person and helping them getting squared away. And we were talking about this one. I was telling this person about this, that a quantum computer won't be able to hack you if you do this. And they were shocked. They never heard this before at any other channel. Not that I invented it, because I didn't. They just haven't heard it on any other channel except mine. Let's go over it. But first, my name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. Don't sell anything I tell you to sell. I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know anything about finances at all. What do I know? Serious drug use. Yes. That's what I do know. This is my legal disclaimer. You don't want to do anything on this program because I'm so under the influence every single show for the past 6 years. Heroin, cocaine, methamphetamines, rupees, PCP, LSD, opium. I'm on all these drugs. Eat them, snort them, inject them, wherever you can imagine. Breathe them, anything. Don't even listen to anything on this program. I've been in and out of 300 rehabs in the past month alone. Okay. Since I started 6 years ago, I've been in and out of 150,000 drug treatment centers. Still couldn't help me. All right. All right. Now, let's find the article right here. Post-quantum. Let's go. Copy and paste. We're going to talk about a quantum computer threat so you don't get ripped off. Rob. Got Mr. OG here. Steve Morris. Steven, only 300. Let's go with the articulo Ripple Insights Post-Quantum Readiness on the XRP Ledger. Here we go. Ripple is talking about post-quantum. Now, Ripple is a partner with HBAR, which is quantum resistant. Look, Ripple already has all this stuff. This is already done. They're just making it sound like, yeah, we're actively working on quantum. They've already got everything figured out. This whole thing is a fake. All right. Ripple is introducing a multi-phase roadmap. Oh, they're giving us a roadmap. Oh, okay, because they don't know what's going to happen. All right. Ripple is introducing a multi-phase roadmap to prepare the XRP ledger for a post-quantum future with a target for readiness by 2028. That's next year, everybody. They're going to have this done. Ripple's telling us they're going to have it done by 2027 because they have to be ready by 2028. Oh, shit. The approach starts now with active testing of quantum-resistant cryptography. They are actively testing. Ripple is actively testing quantum-resistant cryptography and a hybrid rollout that runs alongside existing systems of force scaling. Ripple is working with Project 11 to accelerate development, including validator testing and early custody prototypes. The roadmap also includes a Quantum Day contingency plan to enable secure migration to quantum-safe accounts if current standards are compromised. Oh. So they are ready right now in case a quantum attack happens. They have their little emergency plan Research from Google Quantum AI is bringing renewed attention to what quantum computing could mean for the crypto industry. The findings show that the cryptography most blockchains rely on today can be broken by sufficiently advanced quantum computers, including the algorithms that secure wallets, sign transactions, and protect digital assets. This does not mean assets are at risk today, but the threat has moved from theoretical to credible, and preparation timelines now matter. They're talking about harvest now, decrypt later. There's a more subtle risk too. One researchers call harvest now, decrypt later. In simple terms, bad actors can collect publicly visible cryptographic data from the blockchain and hold on to it, waiting for quantum hardware to mature enough to crack it and access behind it. Wow. Cryptographic data, publicly visible cryptographic data. That's what we were going to talk about after I get done going over this. A lot of people are worried about a quantum attack, including myself. That's why when I first bought my XRP, March, April, and May of 2020, that was 6 years ago, I stopped buying it because I'm like, heck, I was already worried of a quantum attack back then. That's out. And I'll tell you what I did when we're done to protect myself from a quantum attack. I've already done this back in 2020. I already knew this back in 2020. When I first bought the crypto, I was hoping we didn't get quantum attacked. I stopped buying it. But I also did this one very key thing to protect myself from a quantum attack. And here we are now talking about it 6 years later. Why these findings matter for the XRP ledger? Every time an account, listen to this. Here we go. This is how you get your cheeks clapped. Every time an account signs a transaction, every time your wallet signs a transaction, meaning meaning that wallet swaps, sells, like that, a public key becomes visible on chain. If you have a wallet, let me repeat this for the other people out there trying to do shit with their wallet. Every time your wallet sells a crypto, swaps it, or whatever, your public key becomes exposed to a quantum computer so they can clap your cheeks, all right? The public key becomes visible on chain. In a post-quantum world, that exposure could eventually be exploited, will be exploited. Cheeks clap. Accounts that hold over long periods of time are the most important to protect. This is not just a technical challenge, it's an operational one that touches every XRP holder. Lastly, we should not view addressing the quantum threat on the XRP ledger as a single upgrade, but rather a multi-phase strategy, carefully migrating a live global financial infrastructure without compromising. Okay. Where the XRP ledger already has an advantage. The XRP ledger already has the building blocks in place that support forward migration with a built-in user experience that makes upgrades easier over time. At the account level, the XRP ledger supports, here's the key, native key rotation, which means users can move away from potentially vulnerable keys over time without needing to change their underlying accounts. That gives an account owner a practical path to respond as risk evolves. Rather than being locked to a single key pair, this stands in contrast to most other blockchains, including Ethereum, where you're going to get your cheeks clapped, where no protocol native equivalent exists. Thank you, Vitalik Buterin. And any post-quantum migration would require users on Ethereum to manually move assets to entirely new accounts or rely on advanced methods like smart wallets. Okay. In addition, the XRP ledger's seed-based key generation enables deterministic derivation of new keys. This allows users to securely generate and manage new key material, which is essential for any coordinated upgrade or transition. To be clear, these capabilities are not post-quantum solutions on their own, but they are the foundational building blocks native to the protocol, and they give the XRP ledger a credible path that most other networks would have to build from scratch. You know, I'll tell you what, the XRP ledger already knew this in advance. This whole Ripple, they already knew that this was coming. Just like the Interledger protocol, when the internet was made in 1997 for us, when the internet was given to us to use in 1997, they already had like a USB port for payments. So when the internet was made, they were already expecting a global payment system one day to be developed. You see that? That's what they did at the XR. That's what they did with the internet in 1997. They put a, let's say, USB port in there, and they were waiting. They were waiting for someday for somebody to develop the plug and play. That's when Ripple came along in 2014. 17 years after the internet was made, Stefan Thomas and Evan Schwartz, David Schwartz's brother, from Ripple, made the Interledger protocol. That was the first time the whole world had the ability to use cryptocurrency right there. That was 12 years ago. So 17 plus 12, 27, 29 years ago. I mean, it's been 29 years since we figured this thing out. Very interesting. What we got right here, it's kind of the same thing. When they invented Ripple, they put in a forward-thinking way that we know this will get attacked by a quantum computer. Let's build the XRP ledger in such a way that we can enable upgrades. And that's what they did. Very interesting to me. Now, they got phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. That's 2028. So, and they kind of just go through like little roadmap. I'm not going to get into. Now, let me go over my little Grok search. We got Stephen Morris. What about when we send our crypto to Kaylin Brown from our wallets and did swaps on CNB? Let me read my Grok notes here. Every time an account signs a transaction, its public key becomes visible on chain. And in post-quantum world, that exposure could eventually be exploited. When you generated your hardware wallet address, I told Grok what I did. When Crypto Hulk generated his hardware wallet address 6 years ago and gave it to that crypto exchange I bought my crypto at to do a transfer, I bought a wallet. I went to the crypto exchange where I had my crypto and I typed in my receiving address and then sent it all to my wallet. Derived an account address from your public key there, so stayed private. Okay. When you generated your hardware wallet address 6 years ago and gave it to Binance Exchange for the wallet software, derived the account address from your public key. But the full public key address itself stayed private and offline. So there's an exchange, you send it to a wallet, and you don't touch it, it stays private, okay? Your public key stays private and off-chain. Just go... Just go. Listen to what I'm saying so that you don't have to say, so what you're saying is, just listen to what I'm fucking saying. When you generated your hardware wallet address 6 years ago and gave it to, let's say, crypto.com, derived the account address from your public key, but the full public key itself stayed private and offline at that point. Binance Exchange then signed and submitted a payment transaction from their own account to send your XRP to your address. That transaction funded and activated your account on the ledger, but you did not sign anything. Okay. Next. On the XRP ledger, an account's public key, this is on the XRP ledger. Okay. There's different ledgers and they act differently. I'm only reading this. I'm not an expert in this. On the XRP ledger, an account's public key only gets published. So this is on, I don't know what happens on other ledgers. I have no idea. All I'm speaking on right now is XRP, and that's what Grok is saying. I didn't make this up. On the XRP ledger, an account's public key only gets published on chain when that account signs a transaction. So when you send your XRP somewhere, when you swap your XRP, okay? When you receive, only when you receive, nothing gets exposed. When you send it, when you swap it, when you sell it, okay? That wallet needs to get swapped out with something else. So, this is exactly the scenario described in the recent XRP quantum readiness analysis. There's roughly 300,000 people that have XRP, 300,000 accounts. 2.4 billion XRP have never sent a single transaction and are therefore quantum safe by default because their public keys have not been exposed on chain. So it's kind of like a Klingon. If you watch Star Trek, the Klingon spaceship, they have a cloaking device, which makes it disappeared. Now that ship, the quantum computer, is like Starfleet Command trying to find the Klingon. All right, it's not going to happen. They know it's there. The Klingon ship is there, but it's cloaked. And Starfleet Command is trying to find it. They have to wait till the Klingons fuck up and either send a portion of their crypto somewhere, or do a swap, or they sell a portion. Then the Klingon cloaking device does not work. Starship Command finds it, and the quantum computer claps your cheeks. All right. Here's what Grok said to me. Crypto Hulk, since your hardware wallet has been completely dormant, that means receive only, no outgoing activity ever. Your public key has stayed hidden, okay? Your XRP is one of long-term holdings that original post was highlighting as important to keep protected. If you ever decide to move the XRP out in the future, that outgoing transaction will be the moment the public key gets published. Oh, then Starfleet Command will find out where I'm at. Now, even then, if I decide to move it somewhere, the XRP ledger has built-in features like key rotation that lets you swap keys without moving funds if needed. For now, you're in the safest possible category. That's the end of the ghost story. Joshua Tree says, what do you do to protect your transaction signatures? Okay, so now let me interpret what I just read. I'm going to interpret what I think was just said. If you put your crypto XRP specific, I'm only talking about XRP only. I'm not talking about any other cryptos. On the XRP ledger, if you have a wallet and if you have receive only, if all you did is receive only, then you're fine with the quantum computer. It's not going to hack you. All right. If you sent money to a wallet, sent part of it to Caleb Brown, kept the other part there, you're fucked. If you swapped at any point with that wallet, you're fucked. If you sold even 1 XRP on that wallet, you're fucked. So what you need to do now is buy a new wallet and transfer your shit that's on that wallet to the new one, and don't fuck with it. Remember I said sit on your hands like this? You sit on your fucking hands. I've only been telling you that for, 6 years. And you guys now are like, damn, Crypto Hulk, you were right. You were absolutely fucking right, Crypto Hulk. Because you decided not to listen to Crypto Hulk because you wanted to stake your XRP. Oh, you're fucked. You wanted to yield farm or whatever you guys do with it. You're fucked. Fuck. If you were to listen to Crypto Hulk show, see, you're trying to earn the interest. You're trying to earn the interest and all that on your crypto. You're so fucking stupid because you don't listen to Crypto Hulk. That's why you're a brokey, all right? When I say don't do shit, sit on your fucking hands. But I want to make money on my crypto. Oh, you'll make money, but then you'll lose it all because you don't listen to Crypto Hulk because you're a fucking dumbass, okay? So let's start over. Let's start this fucking shit over. Now you got to go buy a new hardware wallet, send your fucking crypto to that wallet, and don't fucking touch it, dumbass, okay? This is what I'm telling you. You don't fucking listen, and you do dumb shit trying to make money like a fucking brokey. I'm like, wow, dude, there's nothing going on. XRP's at $1.30, smart guy. But I want to stake my crypto. I can do that on Coinbase, you know. Oh, God, that's why you're a fucking brokey. Stephen Morris. What about when we send our crypto to Caleb Brown? You're fucked. Now you got to get a new wallet. So transfer that shit to a new one there, buddy. Righty then. Let me check here. K-Ray. Albi Services. Doesn't wallet have 5++ security? You're not listening to what I'm saying. I already told you what the answer is. Don't complicate the matter. Just shut your mouth. And what did I just tell you to do? I just told you what to do. Everything's fine. But it's when you start thinking too much, you become brokey, okay? That's what happens. Just stop thinking and just do what I say, and everything's okay. Everything's great. All right, this shit's too fucking easy. I just explained it. Like, 5th grader could probably understand what I just said. Let's not ask more questions and complicate shit, because what you're going to do is then confuse yourself and other people. Just stop right there and just do what the fuck I said, and everything works great. Everybody's rich, okay? All righty then. Let us... Oh, that's a good one right there. The New Zealand one. Hold on a minute. Grok decided not to do a deep dive on this particular article. Let me look here. Let me put this article here. I have to move stuff around to try to organize this because Grok didn't quite do what it was supposed to. Let me rearrange this. Okay. That one's deleted. That one is deleted. We got the Comainu. I think I'm going to read the Comainu article next. Copper. Standard Chartered. Okay. Let me go with this article here. This... Now we kind of got like a little deep dive thing going on. This one is about... This is big. I'm going to have to tell you about it first before I start getting into this. Now we got to go to work. Okay. So, again, if you have a wallet, here's what you do. If you have an exchange, you send your crypto to your wallet and you never fucking touch it. Okay. And that's a hardware wallet, software, it don't matter what kind of wallet. Paper wallet, you got 3 kinds of wallets. All right. So you set it there and you don't fucking touch it. The minute you Now you can receive to that wallet. You can receive and keep receiving and receiving. The minute you move that crypto to another wallet, you move that crypto to an exchange, you sell a crypto, you swap a crypto, you just fuck that wallet. That wallet is doo-doo, horse poo-poo. You now have to transfer all the shit on that wallet to a brand new wallet. Everything on that wallet. You just fucked yourself, okay? When you wanted to set it to do staking or whatever it is, you just fucked yourself. Remember I said, sit on your fucking hands, okay? If you don't sit on your fucking hands, now you have to swap. You're going to take everything on that wallet and get a whole brand new wallet, okay? There you go. Comainu. Now, what we're going to look at here, everybody, buddy, look at what we're going to look at, buddy, is we've got the whole, this gets large. What I'm going to show you is crypto. Okay, all the stock markets, we'll just use the term, stock market, derivatives, equities. We'll just call it shit the fucking stock market, okay? Make it easy. Whether it's a security, commodity, what is fucking called stock market, okay? Now, all the stock market shit is turning into crypto, okay? While our government in the United States, the Democrats, make it look like, oh, crypto's bad. That's so fucking stupid. These people, these government officials, while they're having you, while the government, the Democrats are having you terrified of COVID and fucking germs or whatever it is, and then scared of, well, all kinds of shit. They're having you afraid of cryptocurrency as well, because their rich donors that pay them money are all hooking up with crypto right now. All the stock markets and the little investment plans and all that shit, it's all going crypto. While they're telling you, oh, you got to be careful with crypto, they're all hooking up all around the world. I'm going to show you right here. Comainu has launched its new collateral as a service. Now, what we got going on here is these people are getting real advanced. Now, what does Comainu do that's so different, or why is it important? Here's why. Comainu provides a service where you can do the stock market thing, okay, and your crypto stays where it's at. You don't have to pull your crypto out and put it over here and then send it there and do all this shit and risk losing it. No, it sits right where it's at. Comainu has this platform that allows everybody to just sit the fuck down and they can participate in the gambling, okay? A business can have crypto in its treasury and it just sits there, and they don't have to pull it out and put it in there and risk losing it. No, none of that shit's over. Comainu has launched its new collateral as a service. It's called Core. Comainu Core is designed to meet growing demand from institutional clients, especially banks and hedge funds, for secure, regulated solutions to support collateralized activity. Now, guess what they're going to do? Trade crypto, borrow crypto, lend crypto, and settle it. All the stuff we can't do, right? Because crypto's bad, right? So we can't do it, but they're going to be able to trade, borrow, and lend crypto, but not us, because we need to be protected, right? Well, Democrats should be ashamed of themselves. According to the firm, this service enables clients to accept digital assets as collateral within a robust governance framework, unlocking new opportunities for collateralized lending, trading, finance, and by leveraging Comainu's full suite of management capabilities, including technology and legal infrastructure. For legal, Clients gain access to a turnkey solution that simplifies product deployment while ensuring compliance and transparency. Real-time visibility of collateral, full traceability. Comainu will act as the independent custodian, kind of like Ripple custody. So this Comainu is going to control and protect the crypto and do all these things, but we just don't know who they're working with, do we? So let's go to my deep dive. I had to investigate because I know that this Comainu did not do this on their own. Comainu is a digital asset and gateway. They're a custodian. It's called Comain Core. Let's take a look here. Comain was purpose-built as traditional finance crypto bridge. This is a crypto bridge, everybody, with on-chain verifiable data, MPC technology, remote segregated wallets. It was founded in 2018, and it works with Nomura, Nomura, and the company called Ledger. So Nomura, I believe they're like an R3 partner. Like that's a ex-Ripple partner, R3, with the XDC crypto. Now notice they're hooked up with Ledger. Ledger out of France, the Ledger Nano Wallet company, they're partnered with them. Now, I want you to notice the people that made Comainu, this one guy, Paul Smith, he has 30 years in international markets. Okay, let me summarize all the people that made Comainu. These are not like 22-year-old computer coders, okay? Like all these computer coders from all around the world, or mainly from India or whatever it is. These aren't like the 18-year-old Sam Bankman-Fried and his really gorgeous girlfriend. What we got here, let me show you really quick who these people are. These are not your little spring chickens, okay? Paul Smith, 30 years working for JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, blah, blah, blah. Robert Johnson, ex-chief technology partner at Quant. He worked at the MUFG, Mitsubishi Bank. That's a Ripple partner for 18 years. Tony Larkin, 30 years in investment banking, JP Morgan, Citibank, etc. Darren Jordan, 25 years, traditional finance at HSBC. Jonathan Patterson. We got Sebastian Widman, head of Dubai, ex-vice president of Nomura. I'm going to stop there. Are you seeing who these people are that made Comain? These are not the 22-year-olds that we know of, these software developer and all that shit. What has happened is this. We already got the software. All that shit's done. Now the banks and the investment houses are all coming in. Are you seeing this? This is what's happening. All these years, crypto's being developed and tested and probably about 5 years ago, all the investment houses, they came in, they started trying to figure out how to put all this crypto together so they can make money, and they got it, and it's called Comain. These people that founded Comain, they're probably all 50 years old, okay? They took all the information out of Silicon Valley and all the little, like I said, 22-year-olds, 25-year-old coders. All this tech was made. All these chief technology officers and all these things came in, took all this crypto tech, and then made a company called Comainu, where they're going to make billions and trillions of dollars, okay? That is what we got going on. They have custody, they have trading, lending, staking, all these things that the Democrats don't want us to have. They're having it right now. They're putting it all together. I'm cherry picking this article. So you have basically Nomura again. Nomura is a massive Japanese bank. They're involved in making this. Fund Bank is early custody for Coinbase is involved. Galaxy Digital invested in this. Blockstream and some other companies. Jersey, Dubai, United Kingdom, Italy. Different countries have given regulatory approval for this. Now, who's involved? Oh, look right here. OKX, Bybit, Gate.io, Deribit, that's Coinbase. Hidden Road. Oh, my God. Guess what Hidden Road is? That's Ripple, prime brokerage, and Ripple custody. Oh, my. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? Hidden Road and Copper. What is Copper? Well, that's Standard Chartered. That's Zodiac Custody, which is Ripple Custody. Oh, but I thought when I was reading this that Comainu made all this themselves. That's what Grok says. They made it. It's an in-house proprietary. They did it themselves. No, they didn't. Come on now. That's why they got Hidden Road and Copper. That's code for Ripple XRP. Okay, they're talking in code here. Ripple is Hidden Road and Copper. I'll get to that in a minute. Let me continue looking through this. Figment, Crypto Garage. You got the NASDAQ involved in this, so that's R3 Corda. Lido. Okay. They're using Lido, and that is Lido DAO. They have this at Caleb and Brown. I own Lido. Let me show you this one. Lido DAO, they call it, is currently 37 cents. If you're interested in Lido DAO, here's the link. Comainu is using this. We don't really talk too much about Lido DAO, but if you're going to buy it, I heard the best quality Lido DAO is at Caleb and Brown. Let me continue here. We got Lido, Haruku, Propene. April 23rd, Comainu launched Core. So it just got launched, everybody. They're not waiting for crypto laws and regulations. They're doing this shit regardless. Like, they're getting all ready. I'm telling you what. I'm showing you right now. This has already launched before crypto laws, before all the global tokenization. I don't know. They probably already have a lot of shit tokenized already. Don't be surprised. Flip of the switch. Don't be surprised if that happens. You're looking at a crypto. It's 5 cents today. When you wake up tomorrow, it could be like $5. Okay. I'm just letting you know. Now is the time. If you ever wanted to buy crypto, get a fucking loan, take a loan out from your retirement or whatever. These people are doing that. That's what they're telling me they're doing. And maybe they'll take out, 10, 20 grand or something, not the whole thing. If you got like 150,000 in there or something, they're only taking out like 20%. Comainu represents a mature. That's why everybody working for him is like 50 years old. It's not like they're 18 to 22-year-olds, right? Comainu represents a mature, well-capitalized, highly regulated institutional player in the custody, collateral, fintech, crypto space with deep traditional finance roots. There you are. All the the big boys and the big girls. Now, how does Comainu compare to Fireblocks? Well, Comainu and Fireblocks are partners, okay? Just like Caleb Brown has Fireblocks. Fireblocks with MPC wallets, Fireblocks network connectivity. Fireblocks has DeFi and all these things. Let's see, no native token. Now, Fireblocks was founded in 2018 in Tel Aviv. That's Israel. And the cybersecurity. The origin of it comes from the Lazarus, groups like Lazarus. I got to kind of watch what I'm saying here. Kind of has to deal with the Israeli army, National Israeli Defense Force. I'll kind of stop right there. That's where Fireblocks comes out of, okay? That's why ain't nothing happening to Israel, because they are a part of this whole world crypto system, all right? The Fireblocks, will skip who started it. That's going to get me in a lot of trouble. Blockchain. Now, you got some of the biggest names involved with Fireblocks, like BNY Mellon, like goes right without WorldPay, FI, everybody who's anybody is involved with this Fireblocks shit, okay? Yeah, Fireblocks has got the top 2,400 banks and institutions in the world. Core custodians. You've got Comainu, but Comainu is mixed up with Standard Chartered Bank. And Standard Chartered Bank uses Zodia custody, which is Ripple custody. So Comainu, I would say, is using Fireblocks, Zodia custody. It's not their own. They didn't make shit, okay? They're using other people's custody here. Staking. Backed. They're using Backed, BAKKT. That's from the New York Stock Exchange. That's their crypto. Connections. Let me look here. Let's look at Comainu. Comainu is a full-service regulated custodian, assets held in their bankruptcy remote wallet. They got Nomura, Laser Digital, Ledger's involved, so Comainu is also going to be using Ledger and Coin Shares for custody. Fireblocks has a vastly wider ecosystem than Comainu. But then again, Fireblocks has a direct partnership with Comainu. It's called the 2024 Global Custodian Program. Clients can use Comain custody powered by Fireblocks. So there you go. The Israelites, okay? They're making this. Fireblocks dominates stablecoin and remittance and networks. So Nomura is using Ripple and Fireblocks. So That's what it is. It's not their own proprietary. That's what they want people to say. They don't want to tell everybody they're using Ripple and Fireblocks. Comain's custody tech is not outsourced to a single vendor, but built in-house with technology optionality. They're using people. They didn't create their own custody. They got Ledger. They got a company called Blockstream, and then Fireblocks. That's who Comainu is using. And then, of course, the relationship with Standard Chartered, who's got Zodiac Custody. Again, they're using them too, which Zodiac Custody is Ripple. So let's just keep it real, folks. Founded in 2018, Comainu was founded by a Nomura Laser Digital, Ledger, CoinShares. Okay, the same things we're talking about. All right, this thing kind of repeats itself. Institutional grade custody, banks and institutions, NASDAQ, crypto indices custodian. So they're working with the NASDAQ as well for custody. Ledger, Blockstream, Fireblocks, again. Those are their custody agents. So, okay. Core Blockstream. The company Ledger, who has helped them with their custody. Let me look up Ledger real quick, because that's who's a part of this. That French, the country of France, they own the XRP Ledger Foundation. So that makes sense, right? The country of France owns the XRP Ledger Foundation. Here's the evidence right here. So that's why you have Ledger located in France, is because in Paris, the city of Paris, Court of Appeals, they control the XRP Ledger Foundation. There's your evidence right there. I'm not going to read the whole article, but the second section here, the XRP Ledger Foundation will operate under French law, with the Paris Court of Appeals having exclusive jurisdiction. There's your evidence right there. Let's go back to this. So that's why Ledger, they're involved. Ledger was founded in 2014. Very interesting. Right about the same time Ripple hit the scene. What a coincidence, huh? I'm just scanning the Ledger. Okay, who is also a partner of Ledger is Crypto.com, Bitstamp. Bitstamp is like the very first Ripple partner crypto exchange. They were there when they helped make the Interledger protocol. They tested Bitstamp. When Ripple's Interledger protocol was put into the World Wide Web, Bitstamp was right there when they moved XRP, when they moved the Bitcoin on the XRP ledgers and stuff in lightning speed. Bitstamp was right there, along with American Express. And the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, I believe, was there too. But this whole thing has been waiting, everybody, for 12 years. Ripple's already worked into the internet and the World Wide Web. Everything runs on the XRP ledger. Ledger, Tegri, Comainu. I think that might. Ledger's pretty tied in. Let me tell you. I'm not going to read all the names. You guys know all the names, but everybody's tied in with Ledger. Concordium. Oh, that crypto called Concordium, CCD, they're involved. Let me pull that one up. So brand new people, if you're interested. CCD Concordium. It's on sale, 0.004 cents. Everybody, we got a new crypto here. Well, if you're brand new, it's new. And if you're not, it's just new to you. It's still new. It's new to you. Right there's Concordium. Let's see here. So Concordium, October of 2025, they joined Ledger. They're a privacy-preserving payments identity. Click, verify, and pay via stablecoins. On-chain utility from hardware wallets. HSM. Concordium partnership in October 2025. IPO. So and that is the Ledger connections. They got trade link involved. So yeah, that Concordium, I mean, shit, you guys, 0.004 cents. All the poor people out there, go and get Concordium. And that is that right there. Now, Ripple has a page. I'm just going to show you this Ripple page right here. We're not going to deep dive it because I've got 3 minutes left in the show. And that's for show. Here's a Ripple article. It's prime time. Ripple closes Hidden Road acquisition. So Ripple bought a company called Hidden Road. This article here is dated October 2025. This is what these crypto companies are using. Comainu is using Hidden Road. That is Ripple, okay? Right here. Comainu partnered up with Hidden Road, and we're reading here. Ripple announced its intent to acquire Hidden Road. There. Now, Ripple has something called Ripple Prime. Hidden Road is now Ripple Prime Brokerage. That's who Comainu is using. Now, of course, Ripple bought standard custody. So now Ripple has Ripple bought Medico, which is custody, and standard custody. And the Comainu says that we're using our own proprietary custody. No, they're not. They're partnered with Hidden Road, which is Ripple, and Ripple has Medico and standard custody. They're not using their own at all. There's the article right there to show you the evidence. Clearloop. That's what I can't really get into. I don't got time. Clearloop is Copper. Okay, so Copper is also involved with Comainu. Let me just try to do this super fast deep dive with Copper. It's a flagship off-exchange settlement and collateral management platform. It's out of Switzerland. It's a United Kingdom, Swiss-based institutional digital asset infrastructure. Clearloop and Copper Clearloop enables institutions to delegate and trade virtual balances while keeping actual assets secured in Copper's multi-party computation custody. So this is what we got here. Remember what I said earlier where you're able to keep the crypto one place but trade? That's what they're doing right here. Copper does this. Copper is a partner of Standard Chartered. They use Zodiac Custody. Zodiac Custody uses Ripple, okay? So Copper uses Ripple. But what Copper does, again, with the help of Ripple, Clearloop enables institutions to delegate and trade virtual balances. So it's like you don't have the money in your wallet. Let's say you have a wallet. I'm holding a wallet. I can trade as if I have money in my wallet, but it's all locked up safe. That's what Copper does. You keep your actual assets secured in Copper's multi-party computation custody, MPC. No on-chain transfers needed until final settlement. So there you have that. This mitigates counterparty and insolvency risk. Very interesting. I'm going to leave it at that. So these are all the companies that are involved with Comainu. So I'm showing you they're not doing this on their own. They've got other people helping them. It's not a vertical setup. They got all these companies here. So that's what I wanted to show. Zodiac Custody, Comainu. Okay. So that's what I wanted to show you here. Here is your Standard Chartered Zodiac Custody article. Earlier, I was telling you Standard Chartered is a partner of Copper. They're using Zodiac Custody. There's your evidence for Standard Chartered. It's a Ripple partner right there. So just to recap real quick, what did we learn? We learned they have this platform called Comainu. It's out of Japan. It's very heavy Ripple technology being used. Custody, Ripple Custody. You got Standard Custody, which is Ripple's. Medico, which is Ripple. Zodiac Custody, which is Ripple. Starting to see this. Then you have the interoperability where the big dogs are trading, swapping, and all that stuff. That is what we got going on. What we don't see is price, because they've got probably right now private ledgers and dark pools. That's why the prices do not go up. Dark pools and private ledgers hide all of this stuff. One of these days, when we get crypto laws and regulations, all that sneaky shit goes on top of the XRP ledger, and all of our cryptos, all the different ones, the value goes up. Because again, for the third time, they're using dark pools to buy and sell, and they've got private ledgers that we can't see that hide everything that's going on. Right now is a cheap time to buy crypto. We're not talking about selling shit right now for all the dummies out there. Now's the time to buy. We're not selling. When all this stuff, boom, goes on chain, then it becomes time to when we stake it. Okay? We pretty much never sell, we stake. My name's Crypto Hulk, and I'll see y'all in the next broadcast.